This $5 sandwich became a $10 billion empire and then almost went stale. In 1965, a 17-year-old kid borrowed $1,000 to open a sandwich shop. He had no restaurant experience, no business degree, just a dream to pay for college. Today, that sandwich shop is Subway, with more locations than McDonald's in over 100 countries, valued at $10 billion. But this isn't just a success story. This is the story of how the world's largest restaurant chain almost collapsed from within. August 5th, 1965, Bridgeport, Connecticut. Fred DeLuca is 17 years old, fresh out of high school, and he has no idea how he's going to pay for college. Medical school costs money, serious money, and his family doesn't have it. At a backyard barbecue, he mentions this to a family friend, Dr. Peter Buck, a nuclear physicist. Buck looks at him and says, "You should open a submarine sandwich shop." Fred's confused. He's never run a business, never made a sandwich professionally, but Buck believes in him enough to invest $1,000, about $9,500 in today's money. And just like that, they're partners. Fred gets 51%, Buck gets 49%. The deal is simple: make enough money to pay for college, nothing more. But here's why sandwiches made sense. Back then, fast food was exploding. McDonald's, Burger King, KFC were growing fast, but there wasn't a quick, affordable option for people who wanted something fresh and customizable. That gap, that was the opportunity. They had no idea they were about to build a restaurant empire. On August 28, 1965, they opened Pete's Super Submarines in Bridgeport. Opening day? A disaster. They sell 312 sandwiches, but they're priced so low they barely break even. Within weeks, they realize the brutal truth: this location isn't going to work. Most people would quit. Fred and Buck, they open a second location, then a third. By the end of their first year, they have 3 struggling sandwich shops, and Fred is learning the most expensive lessons of his life. He's working 80-hour weeks, making sandwiches, cleaning floors, doing the books, and slowly, painfully, figuring it out. But here's what made Fred different. He was obsessed. Every store had to look identical, every sandwich made by the book, every ingredient measured to the gram. He wasn't just building restaurants, he was building a system. In 1968, they rebrand to Subway, a name that's catchier, easier to remember, and sounds fast. It's the first smart decision that actually works. In 1974, 9 years after that first shop, they have 16 locations. It's respectable, but it's not spectacular. They're making money, but they're not changing the world. And then Fred has an idea that will change everything. In 1974, Fred sets an audacious goal: 32 stores by 1975. To get there, they'd need to franchise, let other people open Subways using their system. But here's the genius move. Fred makes franchising cheap. McDonald's franchise, $250,000 to $500,000. Subway? Just $10,000, one of the lowest in the industry. It wasn't just cheaper, it was psychologically brilliant. By making franchising accessible to middle-class dreamers, teachers, nurses, blue-collar workers, Subway built an army of motivated owners who felt like entrepreneurs, not employees. Plus, Subway offers something revolutionary: the development agent system. If you open one successful Subway, you can become an agent and recruit others in your region, earning a cut of their franchises too. It's like multi-level marketing, but for sandwiches. And it works, really works. 1981, 200 locations. 1987, 1,000 locations. 1990, 5,000 locations. By 2002, Subway surpasses McDonald's to become the restaurant chain with the most locations in America. Then, in 2000, they catch lightning in a bottle: Jared Fogle, a college student who lost 245 pounds eating Subway sandwiches. And in 2008, they launched the $5 Footlong promotion. The jingle is everywhere, everyone's singing it. It's marketing genius, simple, memorable, irresistible. Sales explode, customers flood in. It's the most successful promotion in fast food history. But financially, it's a ticking bomb. Franchisees couldn't raise prices when food costs went up. Meat gets more expensive, bread gets more expensive, but the Footlong stays $5. What was a promotion becomes a prison, turning the deal into a loss leader that kills margins. Still, Subway explodes internationally. By 2015, they have 44,000 locations in 110 countries, the most of any restaurant chain on Earth. But here's the problem. In some US towns, there were more Subways than gas stations. Two shops would open across the street from each other, owned by different franchisees, competing for the same customers. Corporate didn't care because every store meant more royalties. Beneath the surface, cracks are forming. 2015, the empire starts to crumble. July 2015, FBI raids Jared Fogel's home. 2 months later, he pleads guilty to child pornography and sex with minors. He's sentenced to 15 years in prison. Overnight, Subway's wholesome image is destroyed. The spokesperson who represented health and family values is a predator. And here's why this hurts worse for food brands. Food brands run on trust. Customers put their product in their body. Once that trust breaks, recovery is exponentially harder than in tech or retail. But that's just the beginning. Franchisees, the people who built this empire, are revolting. They're angry about rising food costs, the $5 footlong promotion that's killing their margins, oversaturation, Subway cannibalizing its own stores, lack of support from corporate. In 2016, for the first time in Subway's history, more stores close than open. They lose 359 locations in America. And then September 14th, 2015, Fred DeLuca, age 67, is gone. The man who built a $10 billion empire from a $1,000 dream was gone. His widow, Elizabeth DeLuca, takes control of 90% of the company, but she has no restaurant experience, and Peter Buck, now in his 80s, is barely involved. Then the scandals multiply. CBC Marketplace tests Subway's oven-roasted chicken and finds it's only 50% chicken DNA. The rest is soy. Photos go viral of footlong subs that are only 11 inches. Lawsuits follow. Between 2017 and 2019, over 3,000 stores shut down. The empire was shrinking fast. Desperation sets in. Subway burns through CEOs, 5 different leaders in just 6 years. They try everything: new menu items, remodeled stores, digital ordering, delivery apps. Nothing stops the bleeding. Franchisees feel abandoned. Some are going bankrupt. They're drowning in debt while corporate collects royalties and does nothing. In 2021, reports surfaced that the DeLuca family is considering selling Subway. The estimated value? $10 billion. For a company that's been closing thousands of stores and losing market share, that seems optimistic. Private equity firms circle, but the sale stalls. The family is divided. Elizabeth wants one thing, Fred's sister wants another. Meanwhile, Subway continues to decline. By 2021, they're down to 37,000 locations worldwide, 7,000 fewer than their peak.
Finally, a resolution. Rourke Capital, a private equity firm that owns Arby's, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Dunkin', buys Subway for $9.6 billion. They bring in new leadership, focus on quality, simplify the menu, give franchisees support they've been begging for. Early signs are cautiously optimistic. Some stores report sales growth. The brand is trying to rebuild trust, but the damage is deep. Subway today has 20,000 fewer locations than its peak. Customer trust is fragile. The Eat Fresh promise rings hollow after years of quality complaints. Still, 37,000 locations is nothing to dismiss. Subway remains one of the largest restaurant chains on Earth. The question isn't whether it survived, it's whether it can thrive again. So what can we learn from Subway's rise and fall? 1. Growth at all costs is dangerous. Subway prioritized new locations over quality and franchisee profitability. They cannibalized themselves. 2. Your partners are your business. Subway forgot that franchisees weren't just customers, they were partners. When you abandon them, they abandon you. 3. Brand reputation is everything. One scandal became a domino. When trust breaks, especially in food, recovery is almost impossible. 4. Succession matters. Fred's obsessive control built consistency, but it also choked creativity, and when he died, there was no one who could fill his shoes. Without strong leadership, even a $10 billion empire can crumble. 5. Systems scale faster than values. Subway built a machine that could open stores anywhere, but forgot to scale what made it special: fresh, local quality and care. They could replicate the process, but not the passion. Subway isn't dead, but it's a cautionary tale. The same strategies that make you dominant can destroy you if you don't evolve. Fred DeLuca just wanted to pay for college. Instead, he built one of the most iconic and cautionary empires in fast food history. What do you think? Can Subway make a real comeback? Or is it too far gone? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that subscribe button. We're breaking down the rise and fall of the world's most fascinating businesses. Next can watch how Blockbuster ignored Netflix and lost everything, or should we cover the Theranos scandal? You decide. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.